good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. So we can start this short presentation. It's going to be a really short webinar, so we'll have plenty of room for questions. And the idea is we are not that much, so we can exchange at the end of the presentation. So feel free to write down your question, and at the end we will be able to exchange on the call. So what are we going to talk about exactly? So the second open call of PIMAP4Sustainability, the open call dedicated to training and services. So I'm going to present it to you briefly. So first of all, maybe a bit of context of what is PIMAP4Sustainability. It's the third strand of European project trend. So before PIMAP4Sustainability, there was two other projects, PIMAP and PIMAP+, that were mainly working on internationalization of SMEs, of photonic SMEs, by organizing international mission and bringing delegation to some markets, for example, Japan or Canada, to help SME go international and develop new skills. Through this third stand, so PIMAP4Sustainability, we've been able to include a new element to our project strands, especially with cascade fundings elements. So with this new project, which is a Eurocluster project, we are able to redistribute 1 million euros that the European Commission is giving us to European SMEs. So through our first open call that is now closed, and through the second one that I'm going to present to you. So maybe briefly also, we are a consortium of 6 different partners, all clusters, so Alpha RLH, Propel from Sweden, Afil from Italy, Produtech from Portugal, Czech Aerospace from Czech Republic, and Photonics Finland. So a complementary consortium on several themes that I'm going to talk to you about. So photonics, advanced material, advanced manufacturing, metalworking, aerospace industry, industrial production in the broader sense. So for this call, what it is about. So the main objective of this call, it's to help SMEs to acquire new services and training to upskill or reskill their workforce on 2 main themes. So firstly, we have the green transition, where the support will be up to 5,000 euros. And then we have internationalization. And what I mean by internationalization is internationalization of SME activities up to 10,000 euros. And in total, with this open call, we are going to redistribute 250,000 euros. There is a third strand to this call that is not right down there because it's a bit too soon, but we are also going to organize an international mission in Japan in June. And to support SME that would like to attend this mission, we are going to distribute 2,000 euros vouchers to help for the accommodation and travel fee. But that's not in the slide because it's a bit too soon. So we're going to organize maybe a dedicated webinar to present this mission, but it will be the right time. So what do we mean by training and services on green transition? So as I said, we are going to fund tickets up to 5,000 euros. You have here an example list of what we can fund. This is not mandatory. You can pick up services outside of this list. So you can see it's very broad. You can follow eco-consultancy services, feasibility studies, design draft of equipment, ICT consultancy, do an environmental assessment, and so on. Even some more technical training or services, for example, software development. The idea for us is not to restrict you. Any kind of services is eligible under this open call until it will help you in your green transition. So even purely technical training or services are eligible if you can prove us in your application that will help you in your green transition at the end. So that's really important to understand. That's just example. You can pick any kind of services, any kind of trainings until it complies with our expected impacts and what we are expecting. And same goes with the internationalization part, which is up to 10,000 euros, so a bit higher. You have also some examples, so you can get recruitment strategy, obviously at an international level, a go-to-market strategy, business management, pitching session, some market analysis, or even training, for example, border control trainings, any kind of services or consultancy until it will help you at the end to be more resilient and to be better skilled to go international. So as I said for the previous one, really broad, really open. You have the choice on this point. And when we say ticket up to 5,000 and 10,000, it's not, it's a maximum, but it's not a minimum. You can take less. You can follow 2 green transition training for 2,000 and 2,000 euros. It's really open. So we try to make it the most free for SME and the easiest. So what does it work exactly? So basically, we are going to give you a lump sum, so a voucher, a ticket, a grant that you will use to contract training or service providers. We do not provide the service. We do not have a list of mandatory service providers. The SME will have to select the one which would they want to work. So basically, you can pick up any service or training provider for any kind of organization. There is no restriction, and even geographically, there is no restriction. If you want to do a market study in Canada, you can pick up a consultancy company in Canada. It's okay. There is no restriction on that aspect. You're free on that. The only main imperative is that the activities that we are going to fund, so the service you are going to pursue or the training you are going to follow, will have to end imperatively before 30 June 2024. So there is a window of eligibility for the activity we are going to fund. It's from the opening of this call, so 10th November, from the closing, so 30 June 2024. These are the only main restriction. Otherwise, you're basically free. Who can apply to this call? I spoke a lot about SMEs, so only SMEs can request a funding, so apply to the call. What we mean by SME is obviously SME as understood by the EU regulation. If you do not know what it is exactly, you can find really easily online the EU regulation or in our guidelines that I can join you at the end of the meeting where everything is detailed. You must be located in the European Union, so in the EU 27 countries, or in an associated country to the SMP COSME program. So it includes the Liechtenstein, Norway, and several other countries, and especially, I think, 7 new countries that joined the program during the years. So Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, Turkey, obviously Ukraine. All these countries joined recently, and they're also eligible to apply to this call. This is only for the SMEs applying. As I said, for the service providers, service provider can be from any country. And you must be in the thematic scope of PIMAP4Sustainability. So as I said, you do not have to comply with all the themes, just one. So photonics, advanced materials, advanced manufacturing, aerospace, metalworking, or industrial production. And what we mean by industrial production is activities that are covered by the NAS code C classification. So you can also find pretty easily the NAS code classification online, and basically it's almost all kind of manufacturing activities. The NAS code C is only associated if you're applying under the industrial production part. Otherwise, you do not have to provide us a NAS code. How to apply to this supposed goal. So we make it really easy in comparison with the innovation open goal. So basically you have a EU survey online, which is a kind of form and a platform online where you registered, you put down your information and you apply. If you want to already have an idea of what we are requesting with the application before going on the platform, you can also download the template of the application online on our Google Drive, where all the documentation, all the open call documentation is available. And the link will be in the presentation. And as I said, like I said, the presentation at the end of the meeting. So no big deal on that. So in addition of all basic administrative information, we also require quotation with dates and or a brochure, and or because what we want is a quotation with the price and a sufficient level of detail of what will be the activities that you want to follow. So we request one or both of the document. If the quotation includes the detail of the activities, it's perfect. If not, you can also send us a brochure. How is working the application? Basically, the call is open for a quite long time. So as I said, from 10th November to 10th May 2024, and there will be 3 cutoff dates. The first one will be 10th January, the second one 10th March, and the last one 10th May, which means that once we arrive to the cutoff dates, we take all the applications we have received so far, we evaluate them, and we distribute the money. There is no distribution of the budget for each cutoff date. If we distribute all the budget for the first cutoff date, it's perfect for us. So there is a bit of a first come, first serve logic. So I really invite you, if you're interested, to apply for the first cutoff date. Obviously, you have more chance to still have a voucher. Otherwise, for the application, to just give you a bit of information, we are going to evaluate you on 3 main sections. So as I said, first of all, the expected impact. So it's pretty easy. If you're applying on the green aspect, we are going to look to the improvement of the resilience of your SME that will lead the training, and all the training or the service will help you to boost your green transition. And for internationalization, it's also more the same, or it will help you to improve your resilience, and how it will help you to enhance your skill to go international and better prepare you to go international. So really easy. The second aspect is the long-term strategy. So we want to avoid a one-shot from a company. So you will have to demonstrate us that if you want to go international, for example, it's part of a broader strategy for your company, that you have maybe already start working on that. And after this service or training, you are going to continue to work on this element. And it's something that is really a strategy for your company. And it's the same aspect for green transition. And then for the implementation, it's just the part we are going to require you to present us the training or service provider you have picked up, and show us its expertise and its competency to do the job. Otherwise, as I said, for the evaluation process, so these 3 sections made a grade of 20 points. Basically, if you reach the 15 points out of 20, you're considered eligible. So basically, if we haven't received enough proposal, let's say for internationalization, we're going to give 13 vouchers. If we receive only 8 proposals that reach 15, the 8 are going to receive the ticket, the grants. If we receive more than 13 proposals with more than 15 points, we are going to rank up the proposal. So really basic way of working here. As I said, the sum of all the score are going to give us the final evaluation. What I meant is that there is 8 points for the expected impacts, 8 points for the long-term strategy, and 4 points for the implementation. The other point are just tickets that you will see in the grid. If you're selected to this call, what's next? Obviously, first of all, congratulations, and then you will enter to what we call the sub-grant agreement phase, basically the contractualization between you and us. So for this call, it's really easy. You will just have to sign the sub-grant agreement, so a contract, and to sign a follow-up plan that will be the same for all companies. We are just requiring you to provide us, once you have done your service or training, a short report. This is the mean that we are going to use to check up that you have done the work for what you've been selected. For the distribution of the money, that means that we are going to pay after the completion of the action, which means that you will have to do the training to provide us the report. And once the report is validated on our site, then we will transfer you the money. There is no advance of the money before subscribing to the training or the service. So it's a really convenient way of doing. And as it is a lump sum, good things to know, there is no financial reporting properly. The only way check for us, it's the final report. We are not going to require any financial invoice from your side. If you'd like more information, as I said, we have our application platform, which is accessible through this link. I can send you, and I will send you the presentation at the end. The open call documentation, which cover all the evaluation grid for the 2 strands. So you can look to the evaluation grid before applying to check up that you are complying with all the elements. The guidelines that detail a lot the elements. You will have the definition of what is a ESME for the European Commission, the list of eligible countries, and so on. And you will also have the template of application if you want to look at what are the information we want from you before you go on the platform. So as I said, really short presentation, but the call is designed to be really easy and really fast applying, if I can say that. So otherwise, if you have any question now, obviously, but in the future during the process, you can contact me directly. I'm managing the call, so you can contact me directly to this email address, or you can go to our social media, and we will help you through the process of applying to this call.